Hi guys, Dave in Texas here. What you're looking at is a very, very interesting guitar, my friends, by far. Now this is one of those Japanese lawsuit guitars. It's supposed to be like the recorder, you know, the Les Paul recorder that Les Paul made himself to do all kinds of different devices and things when he was recording, you know. And I'm going through this real close up on this, let you see this, because this is such a neat old guitar, guys. I mean, look at this. It's Whirlwind Wah. I don't even know what the hell that is. Headphone. Gosh, look at this thing. It's got your amp connection there. Like I said, it's Whirlwind, the Wah, the tremolo. What the hell is Whirlwind? I guess it's like a Wurlitzer type of whoosh whoosh thing. Anyway, the echo effects. Effects on or off. Jeez, phase in and out, phase back then. This thing's made in the 70s. Jeez, look at this thing. It's so cool. The speed of your wah. You know, look at this. And your effect speed. Oh, man. And it got a couple of humbuckers on there. I hope it still works. I haven't turned it on yet. Let me show you the rest of it real quick. Let's back out of this, because you really got to see this thing. It's amazing. Alright, so we've got a nice burst, right? Older one, like the old tobacco burst. They did this one right too. I mean, it's nice. It needs to be cleaned up, and I'll let you see it when it's cleaned up too. So it'll clean up, I think, pretty nice. Anyway, the aged humbucker pickups on there, right? Ebony fretboard. The mother of pearl inlay, that's real, guys. Alright. And the double triple binding. Of course, here's your logo, which I had no idea what the name of this brand is, but there's the well, some, you know, it looks close to what it's supposed to look like, but then, you know, it's not. And there's a three screw cover for the truss rod. But we're gonna open up the truss rod, make sure it's working, okay, because we got to work with his neck too on this job. But we're going to do a setup and get the parts working on it, especially the effects he wants working, all right? And some of the switches are broken off, the bus switch is broken off, and some of the effects aren't working, but he said some are. So I was like, damn, it's just too cool. I can't thank this guy enough for letting me work on his guitar. This is a killer fun job. Look at this, okay? Now, yes, you snobbish bastard just got a bolt-on neck, but so what? You know, a lot of guitars have bolt-on necks. It's got a semi-volute in the back of it, which is good for a, you know, 14, 17 degree angle. It's got those cheap, you know, ass tuners on it. They're just falling apart, but, you know, maybe I can tighten those up some for him. I don't know. Jesus, they're loose and screwy. But someone's come in here and put some wax or something on. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, there's no nameplate on the cover here, which I would, you know, if I was doing this custom, I'd put my name on this if I was the owner. But here's the big problem, guys. See this old style 9-volt for the effects is broken off, and inside it the battery had blown out and was leaking. It's rusty, so I got to get in there and get this thing cleaned out quickly. And you can see the acid, see it all in there eating its shit. And I've got to find a case this size. Now, this is a little bit bigger than most of them are today. They're pretty slim. Well, let's see what we can do. But that, in a nutshell, is what we're looking at, right? And we're sure going to show you everything about this job. So hang in there, guys. This should be fun. I'm going to have a blast doing this. Okay, so like I said, everyone, first thing you're going to do is get that old battery case out of this thing, because it is really messed up, leaking battery acid in it. You know, it's really corroded. I mean, nasty, nasty. So anyway, let's get that out of there and see how bad it is actually. I'm hoping these screws aren't just totally shot. Let's see. Well, not too bad. I'll oil those up and try to protect those. At least the head's not coming off. I've actually had old rusty screws on guitars. When you start to take the screw out, the head just snaps right off the body of the screw. It's so rusted through. You know, those ones in the 30s and 40s. It's like, whoopsie. you have to do a fishing tool, you know, on it, which I hate to do, you know. Yes, they're all coming out good. So that's not going to be a problem. At least those are cooperating. Thank you. Now comes the lid. We're going to save this because that's the main thing. That's the problem causer right there. That dang lid. It's just too wide for today's standards. All right. Now this old stuff's going to go. An old sponge. As you look deep inside this thing, right? You can see with all of this, you know, piled up. That's not only wax. That's all kinds of crap. And it's all battery related, guys. But you have to replace this no matter what. And I'm hoping it's still connected. But look at this, guys. I'm pulling. That's not going anywhere. It did stop finally. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this, right? So I don't want to pull it right out of the, you know, off where it's connected to. But I'll have to check to make sure it's still connected inside this guitar. If you'll look, this all needs to be cleaned up. And I got to get this guy a price on this before I start digging into his guitar and replacing all this. And it'd be nice if I could rig something up temporarily, which I think I will with some wire and some solder, to these wires here, okay? Because this is just gone. It just broke off when I took the battery out of it. But I'll wire something up directly to the 9-volt with some solder and little jumpers, okay? Because you can't use this anymore anyway. It's got to be replaced no matter what he does. So I can get those effects working and see what's wrong with them and get him a price to figure out what it's going to cost to fix this thing, okay? So hang in there. All right, no matter what we do today, we've really got to come in here and neutralize that dust and the acid that's on this guitar. And I hope that's more polished than it is anything else. Be able to hook it up to the amp and find out what's working on it or not. Okay? Since it's active, I must have a battery for the effects. Alright? So. Okay, well I still need a female connector and I'm just going to take it off this dead 9-volt guy. It's got like 5 volts left on it. It's not rechargeable, so what the heck. It won't last too much longer. Might as well sacrifice it with this. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'll pull back this cover on it, take the whole plate off and split it down the middle and use only the female, okay? Okay guys, so I almost got this apart, but I want to make sure to tell anybody watching these videos, anytime I work with this stuff, I've got on safety glasses just to be safe. Okay, I don't expect anything to happen. But anytime you take apart a battery, always wear safety glasses. You should probably have gloves on and old clothing, okay? But I never recommend doing this kind of stuff for y'all. I mean, it's just me showing what I'm doing. I'm not instructing y'all how to do this. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, okay? For safety's sakes. And if you're a kid and you're trying to do this, get your parents to help you out, or a neighbor, or somebody that is an adult, because you don't want to be messing with these things. They are dangerous, and you could cut yourself very easily on these. All right, only sharp edges you have to create to get that female off there. Okay, well I got it connected now. Pretty okay. It's not great, but it's on there, and at least let me get it going enough through the amp and and it's bored, so you can hear what these effects sound like. Alrighty. The owner and I were sitting here checking all his other gear out, getting all the old batteries out of it. I was a little concerned about some of them being so old and old batteries, and sure enough, you open this one up and the battery burst open. Alright, so this is not going to be a surprise to him to see this. Let's figure out what's going to cost to fix it for him. Alright. And replacing that with a pre-existing one like this, he wants to do that. What I do is pop that in there, bolt it down internally, and just use the gate that covers this one up. And this is a much better one since it's got contacts inside rather than those clip-on things that wear out. This one you slide it into the box, right? Shut it, done, right? Very simple. Very simple to do, very simple to use. And it also helps protect your guitar because, you know, this is pretty good safe container. That's what you want. Okay, so now we're going to work on this guitar's effects and see what's going on with it, alright? Let's turn it on. Okay. Alright, let's turn it on. Well, it's not coming on. Wow. It's got a little short in the jack too. Alright, let's turn on the echo first of all. Let's turn it down some. Let's turn it up a little. Oh, that's working. Pretty bizarre, isn't it? That's the echo, and that's the speed control right here for the echo. Here we go from 0 to fast. And then bum bum bum. Well, that's because the pot's worn out and it's skipping. Instead of going from 0 to 500, it's going 0 to 100 to 350 to 500, like bleh, real fast. Okay. The sweeper arm inside the pot's worn out. All right. So let's turn that little effect off. Wow, that's a kill switch too, guys. You turn off the effect, you kill the sump, kill the whole thing. Let's do this. Let's hear it out of phase. That is pretty slick too. Let's do this. Let's just back up a minute. Let's tune it up. Okay, it might not work. The strings might break because they're so rusty. Okay, listen to this, guys. We got some real issues with that jack. Oh, also got a little bit of shock going on there too, guys. Wow, that's not good. Let's make sure. All right, that's the amp in. Wow. Okay, that's a little bit funky. Gave me a little buzz shock up here. It must be a ground issue inside of it. Of course, it's not going to be more than like 9 volts of shocks. It's no big deal. You know, it's not like 115 going through it. You know. All right, so the effects do not work. Oh, sorry, the phase works. Yeah, it does work. We got some scratchy pots. What else? The effects works as a kill switch unless it's on. So unless you have your, echo on, it kills it. Not bad. That's a good thing to have. Okay, here's something I want to see. I want to hear it do this wah thing. Oh no, please. Alright, scratchy pot again. The wah's broken. Well, wait a minute, maybe not. It's not making real good contact. Let's let it down some. It's wahing now. I have to have the echo involved. It goes from 0 to 110, like zippity zoodah. That's a wah. And there's your echo. Alright. Oh guys, what the heck is whirlwind? Let's see what this is. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like the box, right? Cool. It's like that old organ that has the spinning speakers, right? Whirlwind! Let's turn on whirlwind! It's almost like one of those things where you go to those, go watch one of those old cowboy movies from the 50s, and they jump on, you know, Whirlwind, the desert horse of today, Whirlwind. Or it's a 50s movie or 40s movie about horse race, Seabiscuit versus Whirlwind. And Whirlwind, some little orphan kid's, you know, horse kind of thing. Oh, please, Whirlwind, win the race for our orphanage. As we starts playing, Whirlwind, Whirlwind. Okay, I'm going to try to put that fuzz into effect by using a needle nose, but it's got nice rubber on it. So I ended up shocking it down myself. Oh, that was scary. But I hit the damn cord. It's a problem. That switch is not going anywhere. It is stuck solid, damn it. Okay. The Whirlwind works. Oh. I love what all of them. Okay, here they go, guys. Here they all are on. And it's out of phase. Now it's out of phase. Wow, 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 wow. Switch has gotta be thick. That's awful. Okay, every one of the switches, knobs, pots, everything on this thing has gotta be worked on as far as at least cleaning them up. This jack has gotta be fixed. You're gonna definitely shorten that thing. That's gotta be worked on. Okay, and that's gotta be replaced. The fuzz button. I can't get no fuzz. I can't get no fuzz out of my Les Paul. Anyway, let's cut away and we're going to take this up and take a look inside of it and see what the heck they've done in here. Alright, there's no way on earth I can tell him what's going to cost to fix this without, you know, looking inside of it. Okay? Oh man, don't do this. Plus, I want to look inside of it. See how they did this little monster. It must be some kind of wiring nightmare from the 70s in there. Not good. First thing off the bat, guys, you look in there, can you see this, what I'm pointing at? There's a piece of wire just sitting in there on the ground or on the body, the floor of the guitar. See that? Something's come loose. Something's broken off. And there's another ground wire that's broken off right in my hand. And I promise you I didn't do it. But look at these switches in here. They're just crusty. See this little green ground wire? That's falling off something. I think the back of this pot. Damn. Everything in here is crusty, guys. It's got one big ass capacitor for guitar inside of it, which I'm sure it needs it. Unfortunately, it's only got one leg working. The other one leg's free. So I have no idea where it went. I'll have to try to track it down on a schematic. Did I just say schematic? Am I out of my mind? It's a lawsuit guitar. There's no schematics on these things. You just got to kind of backtrack it with your electronic expertise. Which, unfortunately, mine's limited when it comes to doing shit like that. I really need a schematic. Well, no, not really. I can use, you know, I can track it down, but what a pain in the ass. Alright, well, as old as this thing is, and as scratchy as they are, I kind of hesitate trying to work on those two pots that I'm looking at right now that you can't see. Isn't that nice? Aren't I a swell guy? There we go. These two pots are replaceable, alright? Have to get their values, but other than that, I think it's 100K. It's 100K, which makes sense. Let's see. Doggone it, what? I think solid right over the top of that. I think it's both of them. I think 100K. That's 500K. Alrighty. And this one is a very special one. I have not seen one like this in years. I saw a pot like this. It was used on a steel guitar. I don't know where the hell this thing came from or why it's in there, but it's in there. And guys, there's just like wires everywhere. They're just falling off this thing. And whatever they're connected to, they've seen better days, I guarantee you. So I will look for a schematic on this, because I have to put these back. You know, God. I hate to even touch this thing now. It's all just coming apart in my hand. But I gotta dig in here and figure out what's gotta be replaced. Jesus Christ, it's full of capacitors. I mean, just chock full of them. I have to test every one of those little bastards. Look at this, guys. This whole board you see here, the back of it, you see the heat shrink, okay? Well, not heat shrink. That's not heat shrink. Sorry, that's not heat sink. That's signals block, okay? Anyway, the whole back of it, or underside, is just full of capacitors, resistors. Right, look at this. Let me zoom in here. You guys see this. This is some piece of work. Where is you? Right there you is. Look at this. Holy shit. Yeah, this is pretty much like an amplifier. You know what it looks like inside one of those. You know, like one of their special effects boards. Duh, David. Gee, I wonder why. And they got everything heat shrunk on these legs. And most of them are exposed to the heat shrinks, just totally just rotted away. You know, it's that cotton type stuff. But the big question is, where the hell does this go? Of course, replacing, you know, parts like this is not that big a deal, okay? These pots are readily available, alright? And you still can't see what I'm pointing at. These pots here are readily available. This one here is not. Alright? The cap is what? 1,000 microfarads at 10 volts. That's, yeah, you can still get those. They're not that hard to find. Like a couple of bucks. There's probably some in here that don't make anymore. You can always, you know, use them real close. But that switch here, Rooney, Jesus, how am I going to fix that? First of all the wires, at least to the switch, is still in contact. All except for this cap. That's going to have to do with tone. Alright. That's a ground. It's got to be grounded to this pot over here. It may be to the leg, which is a problem. Of course, I can always, you know, fiddle far around so I finally figure out where it goes. With the exception of several of these very special parts, which I hope I can clean up. I can replace everything on here. Alright, well, it's time to go ahead and close this baby down for the night. It's gonna settle in there. I was gonna fall over the place. Ooh, that board that it comes on is just warped all to hell. Look at that. It bows upward like that, like a what can I call it? A bowed board. I had no idea it did that. You'd think it'd be exactly opposite, like, you know, follow the curvature, but no. So we've got to get the prices on these parts before we can quote the repair on this guitar. Be fair about it. I'm pretty sure you didn't realize all the things that's wrong with this thing. You know, I mean, when I just opened it up, everything started falling apart on it. It's like, that's not a good sign. And then we have a bunch of things in there that are not attached anymore, and like wires that fall off other parts. that is kind of spooky. But I know if I can't find a schematic for this, I know a guy to get me one. Yeah, I know a guy's got plants are always old. 70s, he collects them. I'm pretty sure he'll have one of these.